Okay, so what I'm doing today is I'm going to show you how you can make an easy invitation and make a picture kind of be transparent just where the words are, and then maybe just opaque on the outsides, so that you can just use any picture that you want to do an invitation or a flyer or anything like that. I'm going to do it in Photoshop Elements first, and then I'm going to do it with Google Slides. Okay, so this is Photoshop Elements. So first I would go to File and make a new blank file. I always usually make this 300 pixels per inch. And then I change the size to inches, and then I make it, whatever size you want, but usually if I'm doing a flyer, I'll do 8.5 by 11. So like that, I would put 8.5 for width, height 11, and then resolution 300. And then I'll hit OK. Alright, at that point, I'm going to go get my picture. So I'm going to go to File, Open, and I'm going to open up a picture that I already downloaded or saved. Let's see if I have it here. Let me see. Okay, there it is. Okay, so there's my picture. Obviously it's not. Okay, so anyways, you put your picture in. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a shape. So I'm going to go to, where are my shapes? Right here. And I'm going to put in a rectangle. I'm going to put in one of these corner cut rectangles. I'm going to put it maybe like right here, maybe something like this. So let's see here. Let me see if I can get my layers over here. Okay, so that shape, we can't see it because it's on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and move this shape to the top. If you can see over here, I'm going to move that shape to the top. Okay, I don't want it black, so I'm going to change the color of that by going to this color. I'm going to make it white, pick white, say OK, and I'm going to do my paint bucket and change it to white. Alright, so there's that. Maybe I want to make this a little bit smaller, just slightly. Okay, so from there I got my box. I'm going to put my text in there. I'm just going to start off with some text in there so that you can kind of see what it's going to look like. So, okay, sorry, hold on. Okay, I think I accidentally... Okay, I'm going to try the text thing again. Okay, sorry. Okay, so I got my text. I'm going to put, something like Easter celebration. Okay, and I'll put more details, obviously, but I'm just going to put that here for now. And so you can kind of see, like, what we're going to do here. So I've got that, and that is a 48 print. Maybe go ahead and I'll put in some smaller print. I'm going to put date. I'm just going to put in like some sentence. Come have fun with us and do some fun activities. Okay, and I'm just going to make this really small so that, because sometimes small print is hard to see when you're doing the watermark, so I want to make sure that we can kind of see it, because that's the whole point of doing this watermark thing. Okay, so I'm going to make this middle. I'm going to reposition it. Alright, so I got my text in. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my box is selected. And then I'm going to go over here and where it says opacity, I'm not sure how to say that, but opacity, I guess. But right there is like the transparency amount. So right now it's not transparent at all. It's a opaque 100%. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to make it a little bit less opaque and a little bit more transparent. So that way I can gauge how much it makes it readable and how much of the picture I want to see. So I don't want it to be, you know, completely transparent because then it's really hard to read, but I don't want to also take away completely all of the picture either. So I want it kind of like a balance. So something like this might be good. But it just kind of helps for that, like to be able to do that. So there's that. You could probably add blurriness as well. Let me see if I can do that. To the picture itself in there. Let me see. So this will blur. And I could select the layer with the eggs and I could blur this maybe slightly. And that might help too. I don't really see a huge difference here. Let me see. But that might be something else that you could do, is blur it a little bit. Okay, but so that's how you would do it in Photoshop. So then in Google Slides, so now I'm going to go to Google Slides. So if you go to Google Slides, I already kind of did it right here, but Google Slides is free for everybody. If you have a Gmail account, you should have access to Google Slides. So from your account, your Google account, you go to Google Slides. It's this little yellow icon. You open it up, and then you would first, I'm going to go ahead and, since I already have this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to make a new slide to take you through the process. So we've got a new slide. I had already set it, but when you come into it's not set up like this, you have to go ahead and do page setup, tell it what the dimensions you want. So page setup is where you do that. So I'm going to put in my picture. Oops, that was not it. That was not it. Insert, sorry. So I just put another slide. So you're going to go to insert. You're going to go to image. You can look one up on the internet, or you can upload it from the computer. Either way. So if I search the web, it'll bring up some pictures over here. You can search for something right here, type in something. I'm going to choose a different one this time. So let's do the little bunny. So do bunny, insert him in here. You want to stretch it out to fit wherever you want it to fit. So this one will kind of fit like this. And let's say I want to add some stuff to that. Actually, you know what? I could even crop this to make it more the dimension I want it to be. I could crop it here and crop it here. Oops. And then that makes it more where I can spread it out into my 8.5 by 11. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to put my text box. Let's see. And let's just do this whole thing here. And I am going to fill that text box, make it have color in it. You're going to do that by going to this fill color. I'm going to make it white. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this custom plus, and then that gives me an option to make it more transparent. So I'm going to come back to that. Let me go ahead and put some text in. So I'm going to put here Easter celebration. Come have fun with us and eat lots of Easter food. Fun for the whole family. Okay, so we're going to make this big. change this a little bit. And then we're gonna maybe go ahead and make this centered. So you just kind of have an idea of the words and how they're going to look in there. So I've got that. So here I'm going to go ahead and make it transparent now. So I'm selecting the text box. I'm going to the color fill. I'm going to custom the plus button. This is where I can do the transparency here. And it won't let you see it while you're doing it, unlike Photoshop. It doesn't do that, so you'll have to go back and change it if you need to, but let's try this. So there you have like the watermark where it's kind of transparent, but you can still read it, right? So that's something that you could do. I feel like even when you do this though, if you have a certain type of picture, it's still hard to read. So depending on what kind of picture you have, sometimes it's just better to choose a different picture. Because, for example, if there's a lot of space like this, that's just like maybe a little bit of different colors, that would be a lot better. Because, you know, when it becomes hard to read, you have to make it very, very opaque to be able to read it well. And then you can't really see the picture that well. So let me see. Let me go back to this. Sorry. So it's the fill color. Sorry. Click on the box. Fill, custom. So let's make it even more opaque. So that makes it easier to read, but you know, you can still just see a little bit of the picture there. And you could toy with it. But that's something that I've seen on lots of invitations, and it's a very good skill to have, to know how to do that, sort of like just make the text box a little bit, you know, opaque so that you can see the words better. All right, so there it is. I hope that helped. And I'll hopefully, I don't know, maybe I'll see some of you guys and maybe I won't, but hopefully that helped a lot. Thanks.